everyone. Welcome back to another edition of Sherry's Metaphysical Corner. I'm Sherry. Today's topic is on the sacral center. Now, for those of you that are new, let me give you some insight about this show. These are designed to help educate people in the metaphysical world of sound with tuning forks. Many of you have emailed saying how much you enjoy learning about organs and chakra centers that sound frequencies have on the body. So I'm going to continue to help educate and enlighten with information on both of these subjects each month and how they contribute to the health and well-being of the human anatomy. So let's begin today. We're going to talk about the sacral center. So let me just show you where that is. That's right here. It's just above the belly button. And we're going to be talking about left and right side of it and its function. So this center actually resonates at the key of D in the diatonic scale. And the diatonic scale, this just simply means it's the scale that we learned in school as children. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. And re, R-E, that's the solfeggio scale, which resonates at 417 hertz. These have a finer, sharper quality pitch to them, and they resonate at 417. So let me just show you what that solfeggio is all about. Okay, this is a 174. I didn't bring my 417, but this will give you an idea. And all that is telling you is the fork is actually vibrating 417 times per second. And the color is orange that's associated with this, as you can see. So each one of our 7 chakras is associated with a particular vibration as well. So everything's color-coded, everything is a vibration and energy. So the left side of this chakra represents frustration and disappointment, even resentment. The right side of this represents guilt and shame. So anytime we're working in the field, this is the information we're going to receive, whether it's male or female, it doesn't matter. It's the same information, it's just the timeline shifts in the field because it's 5 feet wide on either side of your body. And the 5-foot mark is the birth line. That's where we came in. And then as we move the tuning fork through the field like this is what we're doing, towards the body. This is present day right now. Things that are happening right now. And then we just kind of jump over, hover over the chakra center we're working on, and call them out. And what we're doing at this point is we're pulling away what doesn't serve the body, what it doesn't need anymore, because the body is actually in detox. The minute we start to add a tuning fork in the field, the organs immediately go into detox and start to clear itself. That's the funniest thing. The body doesn't recognize its own noise when it's out of sync with itself. So when we do this, wow, it starts to go to work immediately. So the tuning forks are just an assist. They don't do all the work. The body does the work. It just hears the frequency and where it needs to be to bring it back to resonance. And this just helps it find that back in, okay? So as we continue, and then I'll show you this while we're doing this. The Lemurian crystal. This is a Lemurian seed crystal. They're beautiful. They're clear if it's a seed crystal, and you can see right through that. And there's shards that go this way, sideways, and that's encoded information, believe it or not. So what we do with this is we use a weighted fork, and we hold it over the Lemurian crystal wherever we found a wall in the field. So if we're combing through the field, there's sometimes a wall here that we just can't seem to work through with the straight edge, and it needs a little bit more of an assist. That's when we use these. And it just breaks it up. So the Lemurian crystal is a pulsating crystal, and we actually send a pulse or a frequency through it, and it breaks up that wall that we find right here. It's very helpful. So I just wanted you to see that anyway, some of the other tools that we use. Now let me just show you one quick image right here. Now I know I've talked about the yin and the yang, the left and the right, male, female energy. That's what this is. Just wanted to point this out to you. The yin and yang energy that fuels both sides of our human body, whether you're male or female, it doesn't matter, comes from mom and dad. So the male is your father, the female energy is your mother. And from their heart center continuously flows male-female energy to us as children. And you can see here in this poster that the chakras are glowing. That means the child is receiving. So that's where the yin and yang energy comes from. Just wanted to point that out to you. But the individual representation of the sacral center is cash flow, creativity, sexuality, intimate and social relationships. And the organs that are associated with it are the reproductive organs, the gallbladder, the large intestine, the small intestine, and the bladder. Symptoms that it's out of balance, feeling low energy, creativity is stuck, and then symptoms of imbalance. Healthy, intimate relationships, and creativity flows. No matter what you're doing, it just flows smoothly. Everything is moving perfectly. Now, a balanced sacral has energy, compassion, grounded intuition, and emotional stability, and a zest for life. If it's ungrounded, it's associated with the lymphatic system, and that's another whole story altogether. So another night we'll discuss that again, and I'll talk more at length with that. So any emotions that we repress will drain a lot of energy out of us, depleting energy from the body systems. There is energy of emotion itself. Then there's energy required to keep it repressed. In this work, we often come across constructs or walls which appear to be high energy barriers in the field that block the perception of the conscious mind. So we use sound to bring coherent rhythms, freeing stuck energy so it can move smoothly through the system, which in turn gives us reserves of energy we didn't even have before. So that's what I was talking about earlier. When we're combing through the field, if I hit a wall, that's a wall or a construct. It means it's a lot of static, dense tension. And it's usually something challenging that we went through that was difficult. You lost your job, you went through a divorce, your parents went through a divorce and you were 5 years old. If I'm out here and your parents went through a divorce at 5 years old, I'm going to find that because that affected you. So it didn't happen to you directly, but you were affected by it because you were involved in that. I'm going to find that construct or that wall. And I may be able to release it. You may be 40 years old, and that's still there. I may need to go in with a tuning fork with a weighted end. I may need to use the Lemurian, but we can help release and bring coherence back to that area and release that stuck tension. So, food for thought. And because we move so much energy using the tuning fork, somebody that has gone through this will actually feel loopy, lighter, calmer, but they will definitely feel more energized and different for sure. The sacral is associated with the realm of emotions. It's the center of our feelings and sensations. It's motivated by pleasure. It's the driving force for the enjoyment of life through the senses, whether it's auditory, taste, touch, or sight. So when balanced, the relationship with the world and other people is centered around nurturing, pleasure, and harmonious exchanges. In other words, you're not pulling in other people's drama, and there's a lot of that out there, and that is all about boundaries, and we can go over that again another time. But if you're not pulling other people's stuff into yourself, that's where harmonious exchanges and happiness and joy and peace can come in. It's their stuff. Just like we're working on other stuff, other people need to work on their stuff. Now let's go over an underactive and an overactive sacral center. So if it's underactive, it creates dependency, codependency with other people, or a substance that grants us easy access for pleasure. Being ruled by the emotions, or the opposite, feeling numb, out of touch with the self, and how we feel, feeling stuck in a particular mood. If overactive, life may be filled with issues of excess and conflict, from thriving on drama to problems with addiction and unhealthy relationships. The key to restoring balance is to familiarize oneself with these signs. And that is why I say all the time, I'm a big advocate. If you know the signs, recognize the signs, because that's going to help you move through what's going on. And it takes a lot of courage to go within and look at yourself and say, you know, why am I attracting these yucky guys, or why am I attracting these yucky girls, or how come I can't have a lot of friends, or how come I'm not popular, you know, things like that. When things keep piling up on us, we have to take the time to ask ourselves, what are we doing? It's not always about what something else is happening to us. Maybe it's something within us and we're attracting that. And that's where the tuning forks really help release all of this stuff that's stuck. So if you familiarize yourself with these signs, when you recognize the issues, learning how to balance the energy is a whole lot easier. And although signs of an overactive sacral generally manifest in non-physical ways, physical symptoms can occur. So for example, it can significantly impact the function of the reproductive organs, the bladder, and the lower back. One may also experience a persistent sensation of warmth in the lower abdomen when the energy flow is excessive. So let's go over some of the most common physical and non-physical signs. So first, the physical signs would be, these are just a few: cysts, urinary issues, kidney problems, lower back issues, gynecological issues. And when the center, called the sacral, is overwhelmed, one may experience emotions more deeply than normal, may have severe mood swings, or thrive on conflict and drama. Oftentimes the excess of emotions can also lead to poor personal boundaries, making one overly dependent on others, even obsessive. And the non-physical signs: anxiety, mania. Now, let me just give you an idea of what I'm talking about here when I talk about mania. So just give me a minute. What I mean by mania is not just mental illness, like mental illness marked by periods of great excitement, euphoria, delusions. It can also be excessive enthusiasm, obsession, a fixation on something, a fascination with something, even a preoccupation. So it's not just, somebody's out to lunch. It's not that. It's not always that. Aggressiveness, arrogance. Well, it looks like we are almost out of time, so I hope you found this interesting and educational. And to find more information about the chakra centers or the organs with the use of sound, you can reach me at energy4522@gmail.com, or you can go to my website, www.energyworkstudio.com, one S between work and studio. So thanks for joining us today, and until next time, stay tuned, stay connected. Bye for now.